Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up. But first, let's take a look at our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, going to get up to 75, low 59. Water temperature still hanging in there at the end of the pier at 71 degrees. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Looking at Apalachicola, Bluntstown, it's gone up a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's reading even 2 foot this morning. And the Choctaw Carabel, like we said last day or two, has gone up to 3.6 and still rising. We didn't get quite as much heavy rain as we thought, but it's still going to be rising waters on both rivers for the weekend fishing if you're going to be out there. Still low, though, in comparison to normal what it would be. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Looking at good strong tide today. Low tide this morning at 10:36 and coming into high tide to about 11:47 tonight. And the wind's going to still be blowing, but not quite as bad. It's going to be coming out of northeast at about 9. So it is calming down a little bit. Not a bad time to think about surf fishing. We'll talk about some stuff later because that north wind is sort of, it's been churning up a lot. So it is, once it settles down, it really turns out really good on surf fishing. Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got a couple of different pictures here. Robert Slay sent this picture to me. It's cool and it sort of shows how big the fish are on the Atlantic coast. This is interesting. Okay, this is the IGFA, International Game and Fish Association. They keep the world record. I mean, you got to qualify. November 7th, okay, that's why it flashed up recently. 1984, that was 40 years ago, David Ewell set the all-time tackle men's record. It goes on to say it was a massive red drum. He was surf fishing from the beach in Avon, North Carolina, when this 94-pound, 2-ounce record fish struck the cut mullet, using for bait after a 45-minute fight. It took him nearly a mile along the beach. The fish was weighed and measured, and it's still a catch of a lifetime. Here it is, folks. How about that? Is that not? Look at that. See this? The funny thing when I first looked at it, we'll make sure it's a drum, a redfish. Look at the spot on the tail. A little double spot there, right at 94 pounds. That's a 40-year-old record right there. I don't know if that'll ever be broken. Surf fishing, and what he did was smart, was walk along the beach and try to catch it. So I just thought that was cool. Robert, thanks for sharing that with me. Now, I'm going to show some, I'm going to tell a story. Now, I've got a lot of pictures of bass, on 2 young men bass fishing, but there's always a story behind these pictures you send in. And Shannon McDaniel Gay sent this in, and Shannon lost husband, Darby Gay. He was a Panama City policeman a year or 2 ago, and he was one of the former students, a good friend of Wendy's growing up. So I've known the family a long time. Their sons go to Bozeman, and the youngest son really enjoys bass fishing. And she sent this, and I'm not going to read all of it, but sent this recently because there's a great story behind it. Just want to send a little message and share these boys did so good in the Florida Bass Nation tournament in Bainbridge, Georgia. Last weekend in Lake Seminole, 157 teams, and they placed 14th. And that was a lot of good fishermen right there. Second day, they placed 9th and came home with a check. The first time that Jake has been able to fish these tournaments since Darby passed. Last time he fished these tournaments, he was on the middle school side. His team made it all the way to state, but had to take a couple years off because we were unable to make the trips due to the cost and Darby needing daily treatment. We're so glad to be back. Now, Drew, of course, has been fishing for several years. He's done well in the past. We're so glad to be teamed up with him. His dad, Chris Edmondson, was Darby's captain at the Panama City Police Department. Jake feels like he is fishing with his brother. Darby's lifelong friend, Kevin Anglin, has never captained a boat, but decided to pay honor to Darby and went out and bought a boat. just so Jake could fish these tournaments. He has stepped into the role of captain and doing a wonderful job. These boys love him. We don't know where this year will take us with tournaments, but we are fishing, or we're having a jam up time watching these boys fish with this wonderful organization. We would love it if we could expand our team and add additional boats and anglers. And Jake Gay, he's 11th grader at Bozeman, and Drew Edmondson is a 12th grader at Mosley High School, and Kevin Anglin doing a wonderful job just to being a good man right there, a good person. Also, we're looking for sponsors to add to our jersey, so anybody wants to help out and help pay for these trips with these boys, that's a great idea. Touch base with me and I'll get a hold of Shannon. But here are the pictures here, okay? I'm just going, well, isn't it a great story though? Is that not cool? The story behind it, you know. Here's a man stepping in for these boys, and they love fishing. And here, this is that tournament, you know, with 127 teams, to place that high is just spectacular. Shannon, thank you for sharing that with me. She sent me a message with these pictures. Look at that. That big old smiles on her face. They got 9th place, $125. They're going to help pay for that tank of that gas now. They got big old smiles. Kevin Anglin by there, I've known Kevin a long time also. He was just, that's just a feel-good story. For me, it's a feel-good story because knowing the people in there and knowing what, you know, the pain of losing a dad and her husband, it was a tough time, and they're making the best can out of it. Okay, a couple of pictures. Let me do the fishing game times. I forgot to do that. Right now would be a good time. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers, 2:09 to 4:09 this morning, and this afternoon 2:35 to 4:35. And a couple of other pictures here. Let me see if I can pull them up. I've got them here somewhere. Okay, that's not it there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a break. Let's take a break while I try to find these pictures. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I have some video from this past Tuesday night down at First Baptist at the Man Up men's night there. It really was enjoyable. It was different. It was very enjoyable. Saw so many men there. We have a lot of folks that watch the show, and I'm very thankful for it. I appreciate the men putting this on, the First Baptist Church putting it on, and the food trucks were really they were all good. I chose the one What's Up cheese or something. It was a cheese truck. It was macaroni and cheese with chicken on top of it, with buffalo sauce on top of that. Something I never had before. It was delicious. So anyway, and Mark Richt was the speaker, and awesome man. I'll tell you that story when I have time to get into it about Mark Richt. But the video I took my phone, and I can do that with just video. Gail doesn't have to edit. It's a good thing. Bless her heart, she spends so much time editing my mess I bring in. So when I do it on the phone, I just shoot it. I do some still shots and some video. So we're going to go with this. I'm going to try to explain it to you as we go. But I did the. Okay, here we go. Here's a still shot. This is over in the parking lot. And this is how it's set up. So you see what they had. Remember the metal target we was talking about? You can see the hole. This is what's interesting. Everybody started shooting at but then they started, the hole was like 6 inches. Then they put 4 inches right there in the middle. And then they ended up at a championship, a 2-inch hole. And folks, they're what, 40 yards away? So this really separated the good archers from the real good ones. So, and it was a lot of guys were there. So I've got some video here. Here it is right here. I'm walked up there to it. I'm running all kind of people. I had, it was real cool that night. Look at here who shows up right there in front of me. Okay. All right, they just finished shooting that one, target out. Good targets around. C&G helped on this. Look at there, Matt Smith. How about Matt? He was shooting, and I didn't get to talk to him while I wanted to, but it's so good to see him. Look at here. There's Carter, Carter Myers. So anyway, they were all shooting, and then so bring your own bow, BYOB, bring your bow. And a lot of guys are just having a good time, fellowshipping. There's Dalton Mask. There's Nate Taylor from C&G. Okay, so, and then I run into Justin Leak. Justin is getting ready to shoot. Okay, I'm just setting up what they're doing. Had that big mount there. And here's Justin right there. It was fun. I'm going to go and tell you the story while the shooting. It was just a process of elimination. You shot till you air pinged. If you air pinged on that metal, that means you missed. So Jason, well, the boy that won it, I'll show him later. So here we go. I told Justin he had good form. I'd give him an A for archery shooting that day. So, but what was cool, believe it or not, this is Justin's youngest son. They've grown up so fast, and he had good form there. Going into the next one, there's Carter. Carter did real well. They all did good. Takes patience on it. Okay. This is a pull-up bar. The funniest thing about the pull-up bar, y'all listen, all these young people doing it, the winner of the pull-ups was a 68-year-old man. See, he did 28 pull-ups, 28. Emmanuel Thompson putting this on, I forget, they got around $1,000. I think he donated it, I want to say, to one elementary school. Axe throwing, this is cool. What they do, they bring their trailer, actually it's an old school bus, they bring this to your event, and so if you want to book it, there are nice guys there, you just book it for the night, and then the people that come to your event will go in, that's the old school bus, you go in the door there. Isn't that creative? I just thought that was cool. I got some more of this. Well, look who we have throwing it. I said, I got to get a picture of these guys. There's Chuck Perdue, okay, a tax collector here in Bay County, and his son Zach, and they throw two at a time. So they're doing the axe throwing. Let's see, here's the picture. So I've got him actually. That's Chuck on the left. That's Zach on the right. He stuck two of them in a row. Look at what Zach did. And Chuck did the second one. He stuck his. Then they had those little star-shaped things, the little metal things. I know you've seen them on TV shows where you just in movies you just throw them and sticking. But I got a kick out of them, but you just get in line and do it. It's a lot of fun. There's a little technique. Zach has been in the Army for like 6 years and just gotten out of there. And good to see the father-son do it. Here they are. There he's proud of his one stick, Chuck Perdue. And here it is here. I went outside the cage and had him throwing it. I thought it was good. They did it a couple times. A lot of fun. And that's a good idea. Okay, then go inside the church. This was different. Just a lot of guys ate inside the church. Good crowd there. This is in the lobby. Man, a lot of good outdoorsmen. A lot of good men. Good to see a lot of people. So got that, and then I walked back across. This is the championship, the archery championship. Okay, here's Fred. Okay, here's Fred. And if he'd made this shot, he would have gone into the final top three. And I don't know if you can see it. He missed. So, all right. So, okay. I'm gonna go through these. Just different guys shooting. There's Matt there. Matt didn't make the finals either. That's the winner right there, okay? Justin Leake's son beat him out. Justin Leake's son got like second place or third place. Really good time was had by all. Okay, so just wanted to share that evening with you. A lot of fun, a different night, but a lot of outdoor activities going on, a lot of good men, a lot of great messages from Mark Rick. So anytime any of your churches get together and do something like that for our men in the community and the women, just that's good stuff. It's outdoor stuff. Good things. A couple of pictures. Let's see if I can get it back. Drew Pollard sent this. I got a kick out of Drew Pollard's picture he sent. A couple of announcements also. We had another winner in the gun raffle, in November gun raffle from Crime Stoppers, and I'm so pleased. I got a kick out because it's one of our loyal viewers that did it. Let me see if I can find the text right here. Okay, this is from Carol Miller. Another thankful Miller. Remember now, they just won a bag of tackle. Ron is very thankful I'm a loyal Panhandle Outdoor viewer and bought him raffle tickets for his 9/11 birthday. He won a Glock G4 3X Patriot 9mm today in the Gun a Day raffle. Best birthday gift ever, I'll say. So it pays to have those kind of things. I want to tell y'all, next year now, when they come on, Crime Stoppers, come Rusty Russell and the folks come on, go ahead and buy some tickets, because we have winners every year from Panhandle Outdoors. That's a cool thing too. So that was. But I was going to show you. I don't have the picture from him. But anyway, that's going to catch up on our pictures for the most part. Let me see. Okay, here's one from Drew Pollard. I did find it. Drew Pollard is with Jenna. I'm teaching my kids about a Southport roadkill. This might be the most redneck thing I've ever done, but it's not a bad idea. This Joe got run over up there, so he's teaching his kids about what happened and how it happened. But I think they looked like they're in their pajamas. But Drew Pollard, a consummate outdoorsman. Good job, Drew. Always teaching the kids different things. I was going to show you, if I can find it. Okay, the price of progress is often it goes in all kind of detail. A lot of times it takes things away from us as outdoorsmen. I want to share this one with you real quick if I can. This is, okay, here it is. I'm going to show you one of my old fishing holes, one of my sweet spots that's not there anymore, so I can show it to you. Okay, here's a picture here. This is North Bay. There's you can see there on the bottom left hand is a bridge going over the Hathaway Bridge, and then up here in North Bay, I'm gonna zoom in to where the old airport was. Sweet Bay community is there now. Okay, so I took another picture of it. Let me go to the second picture. So this is the old airport. In fact, it was still on Google Earth. Can you imagine that? But what was amazing, I'm gonna go and show you. This was one of the best fishing spots I've ever had, and it's right here in the center of the screen. Okay, see that little? It's old. What it was, a little bit of a dock, and the airport had a boat. They just had one, and it was sort of very isolated. You can see it very isolated, very quiet back here. And there was a hole right there, folks, in the center of the screen. You can almost see the hole. You can catch you can catch redfish after redfish after redfish out of there. Well, that's gone now because of development. They put a marina in there now, and all the building and all. So that's the price of progress. Just want to share that with you. I'm sure y'all gone through some of that too. I'm running behind, so let me quickly. I'm not being negative about it. I'm just being realistic about it. The winner of the Tarpon Dog Seafood $20 giveaway from Vernon, Robert Burke, and the winner of the Big Red Snapper, all the way from I don't know where, Gene Vaughn. Robert Burke and Gene Vaughn are our winners this morning. Let's take a quick break. Come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Welcome back, and welcome to our famous Friday fishing forecast, brought to us by Jessica Ling Insurance and Financial Group up there in Lynn Haven, and Matt Andrews of Hammerdown Roofing. We appreciate their sponsorship of this segment of Panhandle Outdoors. I'll quickly talk about the weather. Of course, had a big effect on it this week. So I was looking up information all last night. I've got a slim fishing report from the week, but we're going to start where I just left off on the last segment. This was the area I was talking about right here in an old airport. It's amazing how Google Earth sometimes still has some old stuff on it, but just zoom on out. You can see the biggest thing was that we just don't have that anymore. So let me just read, basically read what I was talking about. One thing, the redfish bite has done so well throughout the fall. It's been, I talked to Fred Myers the other night at the First Baptist, but the redfish bite has been really strong. It's been a good bite here locally. So I'll talk about that. Talked to some guys the other night too about the mullet fishing. They've done real well on the cast nets. By the way, Bill McNeil's son, Tim McNeil, has started making the dad's nets again. And so he's, you got to call him ahead of time and get measured for it and all. But if you want a locally handmade cast net the trade has been passed down from generation to generation, I'm proud of Tim McNeil for continuing to do that. And I'm gonna get one of his too. I have his dad, a couple of his dads. I'm gonna get him to make me one just to have one of his. But anyway, what to fish this weekend? The bridges. We're talking about that. But fishing around docks. We got a north wind about 9, so it's not gonna be real bad. But still, if you get in open water, it's gonna be pretty tough. The river fishing again be really good on catfishing. Okay, the water's going up now, so those catfish are going back in those sloughs, so you can set out those trot lines. And I know Bill Allen was telling me the other day that Bill Shields and Dennis Sauls had a really good weekend last weekend on the river before all the squirrel hunters got there. They were able to really catch some nice fish toward the lower end of the Apalachicola River. Choctawhatchee Bay, I wrote down Choctawhatchee Bay. The Choctawhatchee River is sort of really going up some, so it's going to be going into the bay itself. St. Joe Bay should be really good. That north wind, though, you're looking at St. Joe Bay. Remember, we'll talk about when the north wind comes there. We just don't really get a good fishing out of north. But the surf fishing, again, on this side, like on Mexico Beach and all, surf fishing with north wind is good. St. George Island surf fishing should be good. Carabel, we're talking to folks at Carabel, Captain Kim, how well they're doing up the river and how good the bay fishing has been over in Apalachicola Bay around the Carabel area. They've been really steady. And what are they catching on? They have a cork and cut mullet. What was that world record redfish caught on? Cut mullet. So you have a common theme right there. So don't be afraid to fish with some cut mullet under a cork, especially if this water drops off. Okay, you got a water level here, then it drops off. And if you can drop that mullet right there on the edge, because they're going to be coming up to feed, and they're going to smell that. So just little things like that. I know that fishing hole I was telling you about. We're just able to fish jigs in it, and you can't go wrong with jigs. You can't go wrong with jigs, and the different colors according to the kind of water clarity there is. So all kind of things, little things about making fishing good. So I'm gonna wrap it up for this week. Hope we've had a good week. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week we'll be do a couple of quick shows and take off for Thanksgiving. So send us what you're thankful for, and I try to get in there one day next week and tell you all the things I'm thankful for, because my list is very long. I know yours is too. So send that to us, and we'll share it with our viewers. And a lot of good things we have around here to be thankful for, including our beautiful outdoors, among other things. So have a great weekend. Be careful out there. Do something good for someone else this weekend. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.